Yeah!
Go! Go! Yeah!
Oh! That is a hit at a mile. Alright guys, welcome back to 243 Outdoors. So today's video is going to be a little different. I've been filming a little bit over the last 3 days trying to put a video together. I've been trying to get these bullets powder coated and I've been struggling a little bit. I went out initially on Friday and started powder coating, and I was having a lot of trouble getting the powder to stick to the bullets, and I had a couple camera malfunctions, and I pretty much just scrapped the whole video. And I went out yesterday, which was Saturday, and had a little better luck powder coating. I've got everything powder coated that I have cast. There's about 12 pounds or so of bullets right here. These are all powder coated, they're sized. And then I casted a few more yesterday, and this is about half of them. And the powder coat, they're coated and they're good enough to use. I'm not worried about that, but they're not coated real well. They don't look the greatest. They'll work. After talking to some of the guys here on the Reloaders Network, humidity may have a little bit of factor with it. I'm using Harbor Freight Red, which is typically, it's the best powder from Harbor Freight, but as far as all the other manufacturers, it's probably about the lowest or the hardest to use. I may try some more, but this is plenty of bullets for me right now. I probably won't cast any more. We'll go ahead and get into the video footage that I have, and I'll put it together the best I can, and then we will finish up sizing these bullets. Alright guys, welcome back to 243 Outdoors. I finally got my powder coat. It has been 11 days since I ordered it, and FedEx delivered it, and I hate using FedEx. I don't know why. I never have good luck with them. The post office and UPS, anywhere in the country, you can get product in 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 at the absolute most. 11 days is a little ridiculous. So we got our powder coat, and they sent it in this huge box. So that big old box for that. So we've got about 12 pounds or so of bullets casted. These are the NOE 133 grain. They're a round nose, kind of like a factory round. They're weighing about 134 to 135 grains. They've turned out pretty good. So we're going to powder coat them today and get them sized. I picked up this little straining basket at the Goodwill store the other day for 50 cents. I thought that would be a great little addition to sift out bullets. I picked up a couple of containers at Walmart to shake them. I think these were 88 cents. I have my parchment paper, and then I have my little tray that will cook them in our toaster oven. So let's get started. Pretty good coating on it. I can still see a little bit of the shininess of the bullet in a few spots, so I don't know if that'll kind of go away as we bake it, but we'll shake it up just a little bit more. Let's see if we can strain this out. So there's a couple ways of doing this. Loads of Bacon likes to put them all nose up, and then like people like Full of Taco just dump them in the tray. So we may do both today, see what happens. I'm not going to bake it in the wire thing because that leaves lines, but also have some of these. We can put them in and then flip them over, try that out. So for this first batch, I think I'm just going to dump them out and try that. everything is laying down, nothing's on top of each other. Let's get our toaster oven preheated to 400 degrees and we'll get them stuck in. Got the toaster oven set to 400 degrees and we're going to put it in. Set it for about 10-11 minutes. And we'll wait. I just took out the first batch. I forgot to turn the camera on, but we're going to stand these up on end. So I used these little 9mm trays that your factory ammo comes in. I stood them up. We'll try this out. I shook these a little longer. They look like they did a little bit better as far as sticking. I may have to try the airsoft BB thing and see if we can get some static, but these look pretty good. And my timer on my oven is not working. So we'll put these back in. Degrees, and we'll set our timer this time for 10 minutes. Here is the first batch. I haven't looked at them very closely. I just dumped them in water, but they turned out better than I thought they would. So once we get these next batch out, we'll check them out. All right, it has been 10 minutes, so let's pull these out. These seem to look a little bit better. And we're going to quench them in water. Alright guys, this is day 2 of powder coating, and I've been having a time. The powder coat just does not want to stick to these bullets, and I don't know, the pan I'm using to water quench might be contaminated, so this is day 2. So I've cleaned it out, and I've also took all my bullets, if there's something in the water, and run it through my dry tumbler for a while, and we're getting a little better results. I've used these little Tupperware containers I picked up at Walmart, and they haven't been working real well. Then I tried this bigger container, and that didn't work real well. And then this little, like a French onion dip container seems to be working the best out of everything. So I've got a batch of, I don't know, 100 or so in the oven, getting ready to take it out. I'm still water quenching these, and they're turning out decent now. So maybe I'll have a little better luck. I don't know if this is just something with the Harbor Freight, but the coverage is not what I was really wanting. These bullets will work, but they don't really look good. So I don't know. There's still kind of some bare spots where you can see a little bit of lead in between it. And that may be normal for this powder. I don't know. But we're ready to take some out of the oven, and we'll see how it turned out. These look about like the rest of them did. I don't know if you'll be able to see in this camera, but they're wet, so they look better than they actually do. So I got another batch I'm gonna throw in real quick and probably finish up powder coating for today. So the coverage on these don't look too bad. But like I said, you can still see a little bit of lead. I don't know if that's normal or not, but we'll get these thrown in the oven here for 10 minutes and see how they turn out. So we are ready to size the rest of these bullets. I have a NOE sizer here. We're using a 356 sizing bushing. I do not have a hopper for this. I kind of asked around on the Slack the other day if anybody had one, and it's going to be, you know, more expensive to ship one than it's worth. So what I end up doing is taking an old H4350 can, and this one has the metal lid. I drilled a hole in it that fits over top of this, and I actually cut the top off so I can see in it, and it works pretty well. It'll hold quite a few bullets, and when you take it off, you just need to put your hands and keep, you might lose one bullet, but it's not a big deal. So we're going to size the rest of these here. Pretty simple to do. Set your bullet on the little deal and shove it up in it. It holds about 5 inside the die before it spits one out. I've also readjusted this handle where it's a little bit better for sitting, but you can get through these pretty quick. Alright, so I got the rest of them sized, and to get them out of my little hopper ain't too big a deal. We're just going to pick it up, be real careful here, get our finger over the hole, and we can dump it in our container. So it works. There's about 5 in here we'll have to push out with a Q-tip or something. Last one, you just kind of bounce it out. Alright, so we got them all sized, I got them jugged here and labeled. They're weighing in at 134.5 to 135.5. I've seen a few at 134 and just a few at 136, but really about the 135 range is what they're averaging. They're all sized to 356, and I'm estimating there's about 800 or 900 rounds here. So that's probably all I'm going to cast for right now. I did pick up some HS6 powder to reload with. I do not have any 9mm dies, and all I have is this Lee single stage press right now. Last night on the Reloaders Network live stream, I was kind of discussing the Lee Auto Breach Pro versus the Pro 1000, kind of the benefits and you know, the pros and cons of each. That's probably what I'm going to look at. I want to get into some sort of progressive press where I can kind of crank out these 9mm rounds. I may go ahead and get a set of 9mm dies and load a few on the press, kind of work up the load and see how they're going to shoot. But like I said, this was going to be more of a long-term project. NOE helped out by sending me all that stuff, and I definitely want to thank them because that got the ball rolling on this project. I would like to probably maybe cast some 223 bullets. That's something that we can cast, powder coat, and go ahead and shoot in the 223. So I don't know what I want to do next, but that'll be in the play or in the plan here in the near future. Maybe getting some 223 mold. But that's pretty much going to wrap up today's video. I apologize if it's a cut up mess because I don't really know how this is going to turn out. I've got quite a bit of editing to do to see if I can make this video happen. So that's going to wrap up today's video. I want to thank everybody for watching, and we will see you later.